through. I'm not going to feel the same way about Teresa, New Jersey, or life a year and a half from now. So for me, it is like when the Hills New Beginnings, they took a little pause, and Jersey Shore. It's not a huge pause, but it's enough that I would be intrigued, interested. Has Teresa grown? I mean, surely, regardless of what we're seeing on her Instagram, her life won't be the same a year and a half from now. It'll be more, to me, more interesting. I won't know what's going on. If I have to watch Teresa in 6 months, I mean, I don't know. It's too soon for me. So I think the pause, if the idea behind it, I think could work. They may not bring Teresa back, but I just think if they were recasting it or they were bringing in newbies to center around Melissa and Dolores and Fuda and Cabral, I don't think it would take that long unless they're just like, we gotta get people out of the mindset that Teresa is New Jersey show, and they're not bringing Teresa back. And rather than have everyone react in such a shocking manner when they say, moving forward, we're going to have Dolores and Cabral and Fuda and Melissa, I guess we'll be less shocked because it'll be off the air for so long. We'll just be happy anything's coming back. I don't know. I really don't know. But I really do think the long pause is only a positive sign for Teresa, because I think to cast around Melissa or recast is easier than keeping Teresa and dealing with literally the elephant, or in this case, animal in the room. There you go. Some good news and bad news, but maybe some good news for the stumps, right? Maybe some good news for the stumps. So there's that. I love Salt Lake. There's my New Jersey information. Loving Dorit. Still loving Potomac. Glad we have a little break for now. What else can I tell you about? Oh, you know what we haven't talked? It's kind of, you know what we haven't talked about? We haven't talked really about the OC. We saw this lunch with all the Gales. Everybody went to lunch, and we kind of touched upon it. But, there was no pedantry and there was no Katie. So are they really icing out pedantry and Katie? I don't really know if they can. Like, I really think that personally, I really think that, like, what am I trying to say? I think that, okay, let me back up. There's no way that just because the girls aren't going out with pedantry or Katie, like, that isn't going to affect their role on the show. It does seem like they're icing them out. I don't see a world in which the Real Housewives of Orange County comes back with any less cast. I mean, we all know Alexis isn't coming back. If somebody's not coming back, it would be Katie, but I think everyone's coming back. I definitely think Jem Pedantry's coming back. So, they can go to lunch all they want, but I don't think that really is going to, I don't think that's going to really, affect the future of the show. And I think that they'll all be back. Maybe not Jen, but I think Jen, maybe not Katie, but I think Katie will be back. And I actually think that they will all be back. More important, Tamra and Shannon were certainly not kissing or hugging, but it certainly looks like they are at the same lunch. I mean, look, it's not about me. What the hell do I care? But didn't I say this like a long time ago that basically Tamra and Shannon will make up because that is what they do. Shannon, the rumor is, will do anything for the show. She talks about the show. I know she has her core four, but the show is her life. Tamra, it's the end of the year, but let's just be honest. She has a rat that scurries, and she waddles. We have given her a piece or two of Gouda recently. I guess we feel she deserves a little bit of the Gouda, but she's still a very, very, very misbehaved rat. Tamra will do anything for the show. Shannon will do anything for the show. I said this. No one wanted to hear from me. No one wanted to listen to me. But let's just face it, they're going to make up next season. And there's that. I find that. So, I mean, whether it's a real makeup or not, I don't know. These women are all fucking crazy. But really, where does that leave Victoria Gunvalson? Because she ain't going to be on the show and she knows it. And no hard feelings towards Miss Gunvalson, but where does that leave her? Because Shannon basically dropped both of them when she went on the when she was on the show and they were both fired. She dropped both of them. And I mean, just listen to my interview with Tamra when she was on, or Vicky. And so I think they'll be on the show and they'll make up. And I don't think, I believe it or not, you're going to be shocked to hear me say this. I hope that Vicky and Shannon's friendship does survive, right? Like, Shannon, you crashed your car, you were so out and down, and Vicky took you in. I mean, granted, she had ulterior motives and she was just desperate to get back on the show herself, but she took you in. She was there when you needed her. So I don't know. I hope the two of them survive. I have a weird feeling. Look, we've had our psychics on. I hate to break it to everyone. Good news, psychics are coming back. We have Psychic Leota and we have Psychic Robin. Not a sponsored ad. Anyone that doesn't listen on the main feed, go ahead and listen, because then you'll know what an ad is. But truly, 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 some of these psychics at the Psychic Source are hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a reading. You now get a 35-minute reading for $20, 20. And I just want to make it very clear also, I'm learning some of these rules as I go along. You don't even have to do the reading all at once. So if you are doing a reading with a psychic and you do 6 minutes and you're not feeling the vibe, you can stop and you have 29 minutes left in your bank. And then you could try another psychic for 10 minutes. Now, I don't really recommend that, but you can actually do that. So 35 minutes for 20 freaking dollars. All you have to do is download the Psychic Source app and enter the code VELVET. I personally love getting these readings. I would get a reading every day if I could. It is very self-empowering, and I find it very interesting. I mean, I'm very reflective in December and November. I'm very thankful and I'm very reflective on the year. And in January, I'm kind of psychotic. When you work for yourself, anyone who works for themselves out there will understand, you kind of start the year with okay, my salary is zero. I work for myself. So I really start the year in major business mode. So I love a January reading because I want to know what is ahead that year for work. Slip into my DMs if you can't figure it out, but I love the Psychic Source and I love these readings. But the Psychic Robin, we've had her and Leo, and I can't keep it straight, said that she foresees Tamra and Shannon having a great reconciliation and it causing rifts. And this was way before any of this was announced, and this picture leak. She said this literally almost half a year ago on our show, and that basically Victoria will be left out in the cold and that Tamra and Vicky will never reconcile, which I'm kind of happy about that. I want Vicky with Shannon. I feel bad at times for Vicky, even though I can't fucking stand her, and I find her to be relatively desperate and pretty pathetic. A lot of people are pointing this out in my DMs, that Melissa and Teresa were both on Watch What Happens recently. I don't know. One was with, I think, Ashley Darby.